So, after lunch. Where shall we start?
Good question. AI is continuing to develop at supersonic speed. Shall we start off with, I think it's the topic that I brought up, AI agents and having unfettered access to corporate confidential data. There's a number of AI agents, either as solutions you can buy or people have developed in-house, which are really behaving as a data analyst. So they're, for instance, they're doing, for instance, financial reconciliations between accounts, they're doing between systems, or maybe they're accessing as part of an appraisal process or interview process, confidential HR records. And so it's elevating the insider risk for a company. Previously, security teams have been looking at the insider risk as long as I've been in the industry, and we focused on people making an accident, having an accident and losing data, and your disgruntled employee, for example, doing something deliberate to cause a data loss. Now with agents, it's like having an employee that you haven't asked for, maybe you've asked for it, but you haven't, and we'll come to that in a bit. So if it's part of the strategy, you've asked for it, but you haven't interviewed the person, you're not sure of their skill set.
Yeah.
Yet they have a valid access credentials to get into the systems, and they can be manipulated by a threat actor to extract confidential data.
And it happens at big tech companies that data is leaking out, so authentication is breached. So imagine the smaller companies.
Yep.
And these systems are not so easy to use, so it's very easy to overlook, make mistakes.
Yes.
This is the UX designer speaking from me, or out of me, how do you say that these dashboards and all the cloud providers, the bigger ones, are quite difficult to use.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not because deliberate, just maybe accidental. The security settings are too allowing.
Absolutely. Again, misconfiguration of any system, and AI systems are no different. If you misconfigure the security settings, you're inviting a data breach.
Yeah, and they hunt for it. They are looking for that kind of.
Oh, absolutely. There'll be
mistakes.
The threat actors will be scanning to pick up open vulnerabilities.
Yeah. Yeah, this reminds me that I was looking at my phone settings, iOS. I've been looking at iOS for more than, since the beginning. And I haven't noticed that you can switch on the filtering on text messages. And Apple delivers you a phone which is completely unfiltered. So anybody from the outside world can send you an SMS.
Yes, and yes, there's a filter which.
But why would you do this? Why it should be.
I have. So I know when I'm getting a message from a contact, or whether it's from an unknown number, because to be honest, these days 90% of messages from unknown numbers are spam.
Yeah. Exactly, that's what we chatting about a lot this year, that the Ofcom and other regulators are not doing their tasks, or they are not quick enough. So
yeah, it comes back to regulators, and getting regulation in place is always several years behind technology, and the rate that AI is moving generally and being used by the threat actors in particular is so rapid.
That's true.
Regulation is going to be years behind.
Yeah, that's true. But the first signs of bad actors' activity was like 15 years ago. So they started the spam calls just very slowly, but it did happen during COVID, before COVID.
Yes.
And it seems that nobody does anything globally.
I mean, it's difficult with the spam calls.
Or random numbers, yeah.
Because if they've got a valid telephone number that they're calling from, it is only by notification that they know that the regulator's going to know that these numbers are being misused. So it is really difficult. In a way, I feel for them, but it's really difficult.
Yeah, and I can imagine that there are some, conflicting interests in the industry, that you don't want to be too strict because it damages business. But if you don't regulate, then the system collapses, so the balance...
Indeed, yes. I know people who just don't trust a call now, unless it's from somebody they have in their contact.
Absolutely. Yeah, but imagine that all the lead generation, business recruitment is impossible to be done now because you are unable to...
Yes, it's getting to that point.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Yes, it's getting to that point where, the flood of spam traffic is becoming overwhelming.
And that's why I understand you recommended me kindly a photographer for an event.
Yes.
But this guy, he was asking for the number, couldn't reach him. And I told him that this is the situation, that you don't trust anymore. Just calls out of the blue, even from a foreign number. Or just a random email. You need to mention the middleman or the common friend.
Yes.
So you need a referral.
Yes.
Which is very strange because we are not used to that.
The people that I gave you, if an international number flashes up on their phone, even though you're organising a London-based event, if it's an international number, they're going to think, that's not a number I recognise. Yeah,
because you have 5 to 10 scam calls. Absolutely understand. Yeah, and I thought, it's still not. I didn't used to it, this situation, because I grew up in an environment, even in London 10 years ago, that you could call anybody. And
absolutely.
And then I picked up any calls, and the other parties picked it up.
Yes.
99% of the time.
Yeah.
And not anymore.
No. Especially, as I've been saying, especially if it's a number that you don't recognise. Yeah, people only trust the numbers that are in their contacts lists. Yeah, which makes you more isolated in a way. Or you can use LinkedIn, of course. Yeah, there's other ways you can message, but using an alternative messaging service may take a lot longer than a quick 30-second phone call. Yeah. Yeah, and what was the other topic? Do you remember one of our lists? You were talking about prompt injection. Yeah, I would be very interested in it because there is this guy, Simon Williamson, and he documented a lot of not only injecting, but what was the other thing he did? Manipulating? Yeah, embedded prompts in documents, on servers, multiple places. What have you heard about that? Yeah. It's a growing risk where, again, it comes down to making sure your AI is secured like any other system. If somebody can access your prompts, they can manipulate them to give you incorrect information, or they can inject malware into them so that when you get your output, you copy and paste that, for example, into another document, and you're copying and pasting the link to inject malware So it's a growing problem. And as I say, it's making sure you're using a corporate account for your AI, paid account for your AI, and properly securing your access.
That's one scenario, but I can't remember now 100%, but he was describing a phenomenon when you build a website and you hide some instructions for the AI that's steering away from its goal, or a document, let's say a CV. So you hide hidden code in your CV so that you can hack or steal the hiring bots.
In that case, so he's hiding a prompt which will be automatically executed when somebody opens that document or
it's not
goes
English.
to the website.
It's not plain English prompt, so it's something very sophisticated code.
Not sure about that. It's just the fact that it's hidden, that you don't know it's there.
But the AI will read it.
The AI will read it
and will do the instructions. Execute it.
Yeah.
So you yourself, you heard about that as well.
Yes. Yeah. It's an advance on what people have been doing for years in hiding code, malicious code, in open sight, and it being executed and causing
that's
problems.
well known. But telling instructions to different AI systems is quite
yes. Yeah. It's a development,
and we don't know how sophisticated it will be.
That's right, and it's going to be difficult because until your endpoint detection and response and extended detection and response software is fully up to speed with this, it's going to be difficult to detect it. Which actually just raises another subject, is that I have been reading about AI being used by the threat actors to disable the endpoint detection and response. That's what you have on your devices to protect your devices. Used to be called antivirus, and your extended detection and response software. And so it's killing killing any of the endpoint detection and extended detection and response softwares.
But only in case
to disable the protection.
But it's a big investment from the threat actors, so it's not happening as a default.
It's not happening as a default. It is a specific attack.
If you are big enough.
But the rewards are good for the attacker.
Yeah.
When it's successful, because again, there's the security operations centers and security incident and event management software have again got to catch up with this type of attack to be able to detect when your detection software has been disabled.
Anyway, that's pretty interesting, and the more we speak about it, that we paralyze people with all these threats. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. It's supposed to be just raising awareness of these type of attacks going on.
Yeah. It's like that you don't. If you hear the news, then you don't leave your house anymore.
Yes. Yeah.
But you need to continue your life, and we encourage everybody to discover the new tools because they are exciting, and so many opportunities on agentics development, and you don't need to do software development. You can be in any profession. These agents working together are so pretty exciting. So as you start software development with AI, you will hear the MCP term, which is a machine communication protocol. Whatever. And we were chatting with Bryan that these MCPs are very convenient connection between systems, but some of them are not official. Some of the MCPs that your agent will find or you find manually will be from unknown people. So
yes.
What can you do to?
Again, it's bit, as we've discussed a number of times, it's being aware of the risks of using open source software. So I guess there's the official MCPs, which are available from your open source repository. The whole concept of open source is that people can contribute and supposedly improve. And the problem since the really open source movement commenced is that the threat actors also contribute to this software, and again they build in malware to open source components, and then you build them into your system without knowing you've built in the malware.
Yeah, and they call a repository something similar as the official community. They build a very credible, trustworthy environment.
It could be from GitHub, for example. There are other repositories out there, but they have contributed, in inverted commas, to the code on GitHub and built in malicious software, malicious code into
up to a certain point,
the official code.
But it can be filtered up to a certain point. So GitHub tries to recognize it.
Yeah, indeed, but not always successfully, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, it's the same as everything in life. You need to do your due diligence.
Indeed.
Background checks, what you're eating, medication you take. You should read the labels.
Exactly.
But
But
it's so exciting sometimes, that you start a new app development and you say to your agents that build me this and this, and the agent goes to GitHub and downloads libraries.
Yes.
Sometimes you see it, sometimes it happens very quickly, and your app is working, you are happy, then you progressed.
And then mischief starts happening.
Yeah.
Again, it's boring, but it's making sure that your code is appropriately scanned, and
it's better to automate, and then you don't need to do the boring stuff.
So make sure that, number one, that what you're developing is part and parcel of your company strategy, therefore will be onboarded by the Security Operations Center, the SOC, and the Security Incident and Event Management software, the SIEM software, would be onboarded to that, and that would be looking for the threats.
Yeah, so you can shield yourself, we always say this, but you can completely shield, not completely, but very thoroughly.
So with AI, in exactly the same way as traditional systems, where people have been downloading their favourite app because the company app or the company official systems don't do what they want, so they find a workaround. Whether that was a bit of code they've written themselves, or whether it's an app they've downloaded from an app store, it's not known about by the IT department, so it's known as shadow IT.
Yeah.
And that introduces risk to your company, because you have no idea where that data is going to be stored. So you could be breaking a plethora of regulations, which we've discussed previously, and could contain malicious code. And AI is exactly the same. Your company could have mandated that we use Claude from Anthropic as our AI software. And you employ me, and I think Anthropic's so far behind the times. I've got this favourite. I don't tell you that I'm downloading it into your environment, and so it becomes shadow AI. And again, introduces a lot of risk because you're not aware of it. I don't know where the data's being stored.
You can switch to a Chinese provider inside Cloud Code with a proxy.
Yep.
And then here you go.
Indeed.
Because let's say that you over your limit, you've got a subscription 5 hours a day, but you are not ready yet.
Yes.
And you say, okay, I switch provider, because I have unlimited quen from Alibaba and continue your work.
Indeed. So yes, could be going to overseas servers that are not subject to the regulation that companies in the West are subject to, and you don't know what's happening to that data.
I'm developing a healthcare platform.
Indeed, yeah.
So this is not yet handling any data, it's completely anonymized. But the next feature will be conversations and retrieval based on health data and personal data. So I was approaching this that, okay, I'm gonna strip off any personal and health data from the PDFs and documents locally, and then upload it and disclose it with the API, let's say Anthropic. Is it a good approach?
Yes, to make sure that there's no data that a patient could be identified by somebody putting together a jigsaw of the available data. Both the UK and EU GDPR says that where, as I say, the jigsaw of data can be pieced together to identify somebody, extra protections have to be in place. So it's as much personal identifiers can be stripped out.
So it's a good
it's a good approach.
That's what I'm planning, and
then anonymizing the data, and
but still it's a weird place, the health and personal data handling. You know, these watches, Garmin, Apple Watch, the fitness devices. You can just export these data to your own laptop if you want to for processing. It's not safe place anymore as soon as you export it.
Yeah, the other thing that a lot of people do is they'll connect their device to another fitness app.
Multiple.
Yeah, so Strava, et al. There are plenty of these fitness apps out there. But there's been cases where people's location has been identified by their activity.
Apple Watch.
So
because that
during the war against terror in Afghanistan and Iraq, there was multiple members of the UK and US and alliance forces were, doing their runs around the perimeter of the base. They were being able to be tracked.
Yeah, but it's not the manufacturer.
It's not the manufacturer's intention, no.
As soon as you exported your CSV, GPS location data, let's say, from Apple Watch, Apple is not responsible anymore.
Oh no.
It's your data on your laptop.
Yes.
If it's stolen, then your fault.
Exactly, yeah. But what I always say is be careful what you're doing with your data.
So if you keep it on a device, then it's fine.
And if you share it with other apps, you're revealing details about yourself which can be used against you.
Yeah, that's an enormous area as well. All the ad trackers on your phone and so on. So
yes, I'm always amazed. You go into Apple's Safari, and it says we've stopped 380 ad trackers tracking you this week.
Don't believe it.
No, I'm just surprised at the volume of
the volume. Yeah.
No, I believe it. There's something that Apple prides themselves on is they're keeping your data confidential.
Yeah, that's true. But I heard that the data collection brokers, data brokers, and many other organizations, I can't remember the number, but something like 7 gig a day for data is collecting from each of us.
Yes, yeah. And because in various US states, for example, the data privacy regulations are not as stringent as GDPR.
Yes, the US is the Wild West.
There is a whole industry around buying and selling data through data brokers, and it's illegal for them to be buying and selling EU and UK citizens' data unless we've consented to that. You also get it in the UK. Number of times, I probably get 6-7 times a week, somebody contacting me and saying, would you like this contact list with contact details which they've scraped off some website somewhere or other.
Yeah, you are not protected anyway.
And they have no consent to collect that data.
Awesome.
The organisation whose website people have left their details in has not given consent for them to scrape that data. And it's little known that if you buy a contact list from one of these brokers, you still have, it's your responsibility to contact every single person on that list to obtain their consent.
But it's in theory, yes. But
yeah, but you can go to the Information Commissioner's website and look at past action taken, and there's regular cases where people have acted off a purchased contact list and contacted people, and people are saying and reported them to the Information Commissioner because they have no idea who this organisation is. They never gave them consent to be cold contacted.
Yeah.
Their data was not publicly available.
You can subscribe to services that cleans your data from data brokers, but it's a kind of a endless cycle.
I think the problem is that everything is so interconnected that once your data is out there.
I cancelled my service, so I subscribed to Incogni.
Yeah.
They deleted 200, 500 data points, but then it comes again every year.
Yes.
So then what's the point? So there are some cases when they can't collect it anymore. Once you requested data deletion, it's an area that average person has no time and energy to pursue, to go after one at all.
No. And instead of a human being going and scraping this data, of course now it's done by an AI agent or bot.
Yeah. We can wrap up anyway.
Yes, I think again we've covered a wide spectrum of subjects.
Yeah, so we always come back to that. Yeah, be careful. Don't be scared and use the latest technology.
Oh no, absolutely. If you're a business owner or an exec in a major company, if your company's not using AI, I'd be worried about your future.
Yeah, but still look at the settings on your phone, in your software, because you need to be watching all the privacy settings, security settings.
Yes, and the tech companies introduce new settings and defaults with every update. So, for example, with one of the latest Apple updates, you actually have there is a switch on the setting that says automatically join Wi-Fi.
I hate that, yeah.
And I was wondering, I can't be using that much data this month. Why's my data usage gone up? And then I realised that there was this new setting, which maybe I would have discovered if I'd gone and read Apple's release notes in detail, but who does that?
Yeah. Sometimes they think it's practical because the user.
It is practical, but
do you really want to join any Wi-Fi?
Yeah, you don't. I think that once you've got a Wi-Fi in your list, you want to automatically join it. You don't want to walk into a coffee shop and instantly join their public Wi-Fi
which might be already infected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or there might be threat actors lurking in the dark spaces, waiting for somebody to access the bank account. So you want to be prompted to join untrusted Wi-Fi networks. But once you've trusted a Wi-Fi network, you want to automatically join it. But then, of course, you can add protection by having a VPN, virtual private network, which will encrypt your data between your device and wherever you're.
It sounds, it's incredibly good. until you start using WhatsApp, and it stops the usability of WhatsApp. I don't know why.
I think it's
VPN.
Yeah, it depends on which VPN you're using.
I use Proton, but I use Swiss, and sometimes VPN must be switched off because it's not supported or buggy.
One of the integration features of the Apple ecosystem is you can copy on your MacBook, for example, some data and then paste it on your iPhone or vice versa.
By iCloud, yeah.
Via the iCloud. The VPN will block that, which is a bit annoying. But yes, so there can be some minor irritations using a VPN. But if you're a regular worker on public Wi-Fi's, use a VPN.
Sure, that's for sure. What concerns me is the increasing gap between the technical people, developers, cybersecurity, everybody who lives in the technology sector, and the majority of the people. So everything is more and more complex, unsafe, and people won't understand, and they get tired of all these jargons, and that's what the bad actors use as an advantage.
Exactly.
You know, the multi-factor authentication is very annoying for most of the people. Passwords, memorizing them. There are some progress on it.
Yeah, but as we've discussed previously, use a password manager to generate your passwords. My password manager generates 25-character complex passwords, and the password manager integrates across all devices. And as we've discussed before, passkeys are gradually becoming more common. So we are gradually getting almost a passwordless future. These passkeys an encrypted string of text, which with current technology is very difficult to decrypt. I think I've said before, it's like having your front door locks having the Yale key and a Chubb lock. So it's like having your front door lock. Yale make the lock, so that's the public key.
Public, yeah.
And your personal front door key is your private key. And that's the way encryption works, is that if you're accessing your Google Cloud, for example, Google hold the public key, but it's only your private key that will unlock access to your personal Google Cloud or your company Google Cloud.
Yeah, you don't need to type in any passwords.
No.
You just open it with a phone.
That's right. And it will usually work with biometrics, so your finger or your facial recognition.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, the finger.
How that develops as deepfakes continue to develop, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, we continue the next time with other things.
Yes, we'll come up with a couple of weeks' time as AI continues to develop, some more topics to talk about.
Yeah, I don't think that we've got a future where everything will be solved. There will be always uncertainty. There will be bad actors.
But that's what makes our working lives fun and interesting.
Yeah. So we are not utopia where everybody is just playing outside with the pink unicorns and it won't happen.
No, as going back to the start of IT, the start of people trading together. Whenever new technology is being introduced, there's somebody who wants to misuse that technology to
I remember before.
steal.
Yeah. I remember before internet we had all the computer games on discs and tapes, and you could buy on the black market all the hacked
Yes.
software
Yeah.
for much less or for free. and there was no network. No, you have to meet with these guys personally or just get delivered.
Yes.
And and then internet transformed it.